Okay, so we're going to start pulling together all the lessons that we've been working on and start doing some final pieces. The first lesson that we had were the lines with hand gestures. So we practice a gesture drawing, which is quick and scratchy. We've done the continuous line drawings where you put down your pencil and you don't pick it up until you're all the way done. We've got the restated continuous line, which is you can go back over your lines, but you're still not picking the pencil up. We've got the blind contour where you don't look at your paper at all and you just keep drawing, but you keep your pencil down the entire time. And then we've got the finished value added gesture drawings with lines. I want you to choose what type of line you're going to use. The line that I used is the modified or restated continuous line. So you can see that this is all one line, but some of these lines I went back over again and kind of scratched over them so I could do more lines. And the armatures, I've drawn up my hands like this. So the lines go all the way around my hand. It's like they're wrapping around, like if you took a string and wrapped them all the way around. And it makes kind of a grid on my hands, and that's going to help us figure out how the lines change as they go around our hands. So if I put my hand kind of back into this position that I had it like on the paper, you can see that even though for my hand out flap, these lines are pretty well straight. But when I turn them like this, the lines are going to look like they're going different ways. So this line's going straight, and when my hand's flat, this goes straight across. But as we see it here, it starts bending down this way. This is going to be really important when we start adding value with cross-hatching. Because cross-hatching, the secret to cross-hatching is making those lines bend around your hand instead of making them straight, because it makes it look flat. So you can fake dimension. You can make it look 3D without having to do anything more than making lines go around. But we're going to focus specifically on adding value with cross-hatching. So this should have been the assignment that you did last week. We did the stippling on one side and we did the cross-hatching the other. And we also blended colors by not blending them. So what that means is we layered two different colors on top of each other, and you could probably experiment with adding more layers than that. We have to use the resources that we have. So learning how to layer up colors to change the colors just a little bit really helps to extend the amount of colors that we have without having to get more colors. It's like mixing colors without mixing it. We can do shading without actually using black. And that's kind of what this assignment that we're going to be focusing on today is how do we shade and highlight without using black or white. For example, if we look at grass outside, during the day we can see it's green, but when it's dark out, the grass looks like it's getting darker. The grass isn't changing color, but because there's less light reflecting on it, it looks like it's getting darker and darker and darker. Whereas if there's bright sunshine out, that is going to be very light green as opposed to the dark green when it might be a little bit overcast or not super sunny. So we're going to use the technique of cross-hatching to do value scales on a hand gesture again. So I've already got this hand gesture drawn. Like I said, I used a modified or restated continuous line, and I've done the armatures on my hand already, and this is going to help me see where these lines need to go. So as you can see here, this line goes this way, and then this line goes this way. So on this hand, that line's going to go here, and then it's going to go down that way. Or if you look at my fingers, this line right here would go this way, but then it's kind of curving around this way. So paying attention to which way these lines go will help your hand to look more three-dimensional without actually being three-dimensional. So I've got these 5 basic colors, and I'm going to use the same value scale that we did last time to help me pick out my colors. So my hand is kind of a yellowish, or if you want to use a different color, you can use red or blue or purple or whatever colors you like. but you want to choose one base color. So we're going to focus particularly on the cool and warm, the darks and the lights. So if I'm doing yellow as my main color, the part that is the brightest on my hand is going to be the yellow. So that might be this area right here, or the tip of my finger, because my light source is over here. So you can see that the light is coming down right here. So this would be the brightest. So that might be my actual yellow. So that's where I would crosshatch there. But you can see on my hand that it starts to shade going this way. So this might be my yellow-orange down here. And down here you can see it's getting really dark. So it might be yellow-green, or you might even go blue-green, or you might start throwing in those purples. So using the different levels of darkness or lightness, warm or cool colors, we are going to shade our hands, our gesture drawings. So you can choose restated, modified, if you want to go blind contour and try to draw the thing with your eyes closed. Then we're going to do the armatures just like we did on the second assignment. And we're going to figure out where those lines go. If you want to put these directly on your hand gesture drawing, you can do that. So I would look at this line, and this line goes here, so I go that way, but then it kind of curves down this way, so I go this way. This line is going across this way, so I come along this way. And I'm going to really pay attention to which direction these lines are going. So this one kind of curves around this way, and then it goes diagonal. So it goes like this, and then it goes like this. So adding these armatures, you can already see that this is almost looking more three-dimensional than this flat area that's got no armatures on it at all. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to draw all these armatures in here. So after I figure out all of my armatures, these armatures show you which direction your crosshatching should be. So if I'm taking my yellow pencil to do crosshatching, I'm going to look at the way that this is going. And this line is going this way, so that's the way I'm going to do my crosshatching. So this line goes this way, so this goes this way. Then it starts to turn, so I might go this way, and then this way, and then this way. And I'm going to follow these armature lines to draw around my hand. And it's going to end up making it look three-dimensional. So I still need to pay attention to what areas are getting darker. So I might go over this with my orange pencil, trying to make it a little bit darker, and then maybe my red pencil down here to make it really dark. I might go boom, 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 and since it's going this way, boom, 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 boom. So I'm following boom, 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 the armatures that I've already drawn to get these angles the right way and make it look more three-dimensional. But the more I go around this, the more I'm going to follow which way the armatures go, and I'm going to pay attention to the shadows, and instead of using black to shade, I'm going to use darker colors or cooler colors to make these look like they're shaded. Experiment with the different colors, experiment with the direction of your lines, and I'm going to follow these around the edges of my entire hand. So I'll show you a time lapse of this in a little bit, but this gives you the basic understanding of how to shade using crosshatching, armatures, and the different types of lines that we have been practicing. Enjoy the time lapse of this project. After putting in the armatures around here, all the armatures kind of tell you which direction the line is going to go when you do your crosshatching. So this line is here. So considering that that line is here on my hand, I would follow that same direction of that line going this way. And then when I do my cross hatching, I'd make sure I've got a T going across that. So every line that you see, you are going to follow these lines. You're essentially just making small windows. So if you see a line, that's the line that you follow. So here's a line going this way, so I'm going to parallel that going this way. And then if that line is going this way, I'm going to make a perpendicular line going this way. And the crisscross action is going to fill in those areas. So when it's small, tiny areas like around your fingers and inside your hand, you're going to make tiny little windows. When you get out here where it's all pretty much the same color and it gets bigger, maybe on your wrist, you can do bigger windows and spread them around because you're filling a bigger space. So depending on the areas, if you got big areas, you're going to make big windows. If you got small areas, you're going to make smaller, more precise windows. I want you to get used to using cross-hatching and armatures together to figure out which way to wrap. I would recommend using a lamp while you're doing this, so make sure that you do your outline first, using whichever type of line style you want. Then I did my armatures, I drew where my armatures were, and then I used crosshatch and I followed the armatures to show which directions the crosshatching should be and make essentially little T's or little tic-tac-toes or little hashtags to follow those lines around. So good luck on this project, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to do. Do more, do better.